Alderman Stone, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can't hear you. Oh,
Sweet.
you're muted. Linda muted you. Oh, you're unmuted.
Yay, I'm free.
Can you test? Make sure your mic's on.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
With the controls that have
Mm.
to out of town, you have to physically go in and unmute.
Can you still not hear me?
Oh. Yeah, it's showing you're talking, but we can't hear it in here.
So you're unmuted. Good idea.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You gotta go help her.
Can you hear me?
I think it's on our side. All right, you're just gonna have to give us a thumbs up if you're voting yes. Matt can hear you? Okay. Do I need to put my AirPods?
Matt can hear me?
Okie dokie. Ready to get started? Good. Smithville Board of Aldermen meeting is now called to order. Please stand and join me for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First item on the agenda is the public hearing for voluntary annexation. Next item on the agenda is number 3, public hearing for the annexation. Purpose of the public hearing is for the Board of Aldermen to hear testimony related to the proposed annexation of lots 2 and 3 of Phase 1 Whispering Creek Farms. Persons wishing to be heard at the public hearing should have signed up with the city clerk, and you must give your name and address. Each person will have a 3-minute time limit. If you have concerns other than annexation that are specifically related to this property, those concerns should be made during the public comment section of today's meeting. The public hearing for the annexation is now open. City will present its evidence first. Development Director Jack Hendricks will provide a report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. In your packet was a staff report that addressed all of the issues in the annexation statute. The primary one being, can the city provide services? In this, there are no water, no sewer to deal with in that area, and providing police, parks, and street maintenance services were already there anyway. So there's no real issue. Since there's no extension of city utilities as well, it meets that standard in your annexation policy.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Thanks, Jack. I will call upon the persons who wish to speak in the order they signed up with the city clerk. Anybody? No. With being no further testimony, I close the public hearing. Moving on to the consent agenda. Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor will second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. All right.
Dang.
Ready report.
Yes, at our meeting last Tuesday, we discussed, Jack shared that we'd had our first application for an accessory dwelling unit. And then he gave us the outline, the timeline of the overlay district. There'll be a first draft from the consultants, and we'll need to review that. And it appears that'll be on the August 12th meeting, and we'll have a public hearing at that point. The consultant will be there in attendance to hear any recommendations, discussion that we have. They'll go back and redraw that. And then there will be a final meeting of that on October 21st during our work session. And I think when that, if I remember correctly, I think Jack just left, but I think it's going to be available for citizens to put input into that as well. Is that correct?
I was going to speak a little bit of that. I'm glad you said something.
Okay.
It is available online now for review because we're moving to the public hearing phases. That input will be taken during those public hearings at the time schedule that you outlined.
Okay. And then items number 8, 9, and 10 on our agenda tonight was also presented at Planning and Zoning, and the recommendation was to send them to the board. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Next item is City Administrator's Report, Ms. Wagner.
I'd like to provide a couple of updates on some information and then add some information to what was included in the packet. We outlined the Church and Mill Water Main project that our contractor had indicated they were not able to complete the work as bid. We went and we had discussions with the next low bid. They have also indicated that right now, their timing, they're not able to complete that work. We have put the project back out to bid, with that being those bids due prior May, the 29th of this month. And we hope to have a recommendation for a rebid at the August 5th board meeting. The commercial street sidewalk, if you've driven by, that progress has been painstakingly slow. This is the group that withdrew from the project we just talked about. They are making some progress, but as I said, it is slow. Staff is meeting with them on a weekly basis to continue moving that project along. They are struggling to keep staff. Their completion date is mid-September, and we will have liquidated damages to assign if it's not completed. The contractor is trying to work with and find another subcontractor to help move that along. They were in contact with Chuck today and have notified us, and we're getting information out to the surrounding property owners, and we'll get something on social media as well. There will be lane closures anticipated on commercial over the next couple of days. 144th Street Pump Station, wanted to let you all know that that construction is really moving along, and I'm moving far ahead of Linda on these, aren't I? Chuck provided me some pictures to update as just some progress even since last week. The wet well, Linda, is the big hole. It's going to be the yellow. Yeah, yeah. So that wet well is approximately 45 feet deep currently. They've excavated the dirt and need to remove 20 feet of rock. The plan is, at this point in time, weather dependent and progress on this work. They will do some blasting to move through some of that rock. That is anticipated to occur on Thursday. All of the adjoining property owners have been notified, but if you hear something, that's what that is. Splash pad parking lot, Linda, there's a picture of a lot of gravel as well. Yep, that's the one. As we've reported before, we found several leaks of unknown origin, and we're working to address those. The soil just has not been compacted as well as it was mostly black dirt. So street department has been working with the parks department to stabilize the subgrade before the contractor can proceed with the asphalt. So there were several loads of base rock hauled in today. We do anticipate a budget amendment for that, but this will provide a base that will support that parking lot into the future then. I believe that is the information.
Cynthia,
Yes.
Real quick, what, did they find the leaks?
I'm going to let Chuck address that.
You said there were several leaks. I guess they found them, right?
Gotta hold it. Okay. We had a leak on the drain line, so we got that corrected. And then there was an old clay tile line that we believe that maybe the railroad had something going on there at one time, because the OK Trail, the railroad went through there. And we don't know where this clay tile comes from. But it's sections of clay tile that are separated, the joints are separate. So when we have rain, there's water coming through that. So we've put in an extensive French drain, and the water is just running out the end of it. So we've found that. The splash pad, the piping under the slab, there are a couple of heads that have broke. The piping under the slab has broke, so we've shut those off. We figured that out. And then there's some valving and stuff above ground that will need to be replaced next year, but it's currently spraying just a little bit or dripping. So that'll have to be replaced, but that's above ground. So, yes, we have a new French drain in there. We're collecting a lot of groundwater. It drains from that hill all the way from W Highway, just drains down there. The pool he also discharges all of his cleaning water that direction, so it all comes under that thing. But we've caught it all, and we've pretty much dried up the site, and now we're just, it was black dirt. It's not very good dirt to compact on. We could have dug out, I don't know how many feet, but we're gonna bridge it and we'll put it in a good base and be able to put the parking lot on it.
The only place in the city that's not clay.
I know, this was, this is really good black dirt.
Everywhere else, we just say clay and rock.
Yeah, so, but, they've
right.
hauled quite a bit of rock in, to get that done, so, but the water is running out where we want it to, so it's
Okay.
not gonna affect that subgrade.
So, okay, so, well, that's good. Are you
Yeah.
gonna need to pull up or tear up the splash pad to get underneath it?
No, they're two little sprinkler heads that are actually in the concrete. It's not the big pieces of equipment. And they're just real small and they only spray up about that high when they work. Right now, they're just spraying into, so we shut it off and it'll forever be off, those two sprinklers. But there's like 20 of them out there, so.
Yeah, when they piped all that, they all had their own valves, right? So
Yeah.
shut-offs.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
Any other
Absolutely.
questions?
Just a couple of other items. Last Friday, applications for the Citizens Academy closed. We had 10 applicants. We are planning a kickoff barbecue or kickoff picnic for last year's class to meet with the new class. We want to ensure that all of the Board of Aldermen are aware of that and get that on your calendars. That is scheduled for Monday, August 11th at 5:30. Location to be determined as we get closer and can look at a weather forecast, whether we want to swelter outside, or if we think we're going to have nice weather, we can be outside, or we'll look at the senior center. So. And then finally, you may have seen an email from me and we've put some information on social media. Through the rest of this week, we hope to see significant progress on the new parking lot behind the senior center. So parking behind City Hall is limited. We've rejiggered parking in that lot to allow space for the police vehicles. And staff is moving over to the west lot. People who are visiting City Hall always have access on Main Street. And then in the surrounding areas, we hope, weather permitting, we'll be able to open that back up with the expanded parking next week. I believe that is my report, Mayor.
Thank you. Any other questions for Ms. Wagner? Thanks for the pictures. Helpful. Next item is number 7. It has 2 readings. First reading, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Bill number 3071-25, fiscal year 2025 budget amendment number 10, emergency ordinance sponsored by Mayor Bully for our first reading.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Any discussion? Clerk, please call roll. Huh? I mean, it'll show on the transcription too. It should. Just nod real big. All right,
Alderman Stone,
there we go.
Alderman Russell,
Aye.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Hartman,
Aye.
Alderman Kibelski,
Aye.
Alderman Wilson,
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance amending the fiscal year 2025 operating budget to add $54,890.50 to the Transportation Sales Tax Fund expenditure budget.
Thank you. Same item, second reading, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Bill number 3071-25, fiscal year 2025 budget amendment number 10, emergency ordinance sponsored by Mayor Bully for our second reading.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Any discussion? Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Hartman,
Aye.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Russell,
Aye.
Alderman Kibelski,
Aye.
Alderman Stone.
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance amending the fiscal year 2025 operating budget to add $54,890.50 to the Transportation Sales Tax Fund expenditure budget.
Next item on the agenda is number 8, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Bill number 3072-25, rezoning northeast corner of property at Second Creek Bridge Road and Loman Road for our first reading.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Thank you. First, we have two public comment cards. First one is Ms. Hadley. Please state your name and address for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
I think so. Is it on? Hello. My name is Cindy Hadley. I reside at 520 Second Creek Road. The proposed development will be in my backyard, so to speak, and at 4 to 5 houses per acre. I can't see how that would be in accordance with your 2030 plan, which under community aspirations, I think it's 3.1.2 in the plan. It says 2 to 3 houses per acre to preserve green space, rural feel. I don't see any of that going on anywhere near town at all, with apartments here, and the development that you want to put on Second Creek. At 150 houses a year, you guys have blown that out of the water. I mean, anyway, the developer, well, no, the potential buyer mentioned dog park. And I want it to be noted that I don't want that anywhere near our property for the stink, the disease, or the fighting with animals. People don't watch their dogs. It would cause me great anxiety to have that right next to my property. Thank you.
Thank you, Roberta.
Roberta Lohman, and my address is 16251 Lohman Road. I have to say, I came prepared. I was at the planning and zoning last week and shared my feelings and concerns of not saying my neighbors and myself, if we were for the rezoning or against it, because there was very little information as far as how many houses per acre there was going to be, how many lots there were going to be, 1,200 square foot homes around our immediate homes, or were they going to be towards the north of the property? Those were a lot of questions that were not answered. I do have a question for the alderman. When we ask as citizens questions, I seldom hear, well, I never hear back from someone with answers. So I am curious, when we do ask questions, how that process works. And if somebody could call me just to let me know the process, much less get the answers. I did talk to a couple aldermen and did receive some answers yesterday. I do have to say that a few minutes ago before the meeting, I had the pleasure, and so did the Hadleys and George, to meet Mr. and Mrs. Grace. And communication is a beautiful thing, because we have exchanged phone numbers and questions that we have for each other, and concerns that can be voiced and answers given is wonderful. So my question for the planning and zoning that I would present again here tonight would be, how do you rezone the area to a D, RD, when we're not certain where those houses, if they're going to be 24 or 1,200 square feet, 22 or 3,500? My concern for all of us is it says in the findings of fact sheet that I read that it's not there's not detrimental to any of our homes. And I don't know how that can be stated on 6, 7, and 8 when we don't know that. If you're going to put 1,200 square foot homes around our homes, then it would be. So that is what I would like to reemphasize. But again, speaking with Mr. and Mrs. Grace was quite a blessing for all of us tonight. So thank you all.
Okay, I'll open up to the board. Any discussion?
Yeah, I have a couple questions, probably maybe for Jack. Thank you, Mayor. Jack, I think that on this, so by changing from R1B to R1D, just going back historically, what I did find is that R1B supports moderate density suburban development with large lot sizes, typical of traditional single-family neighborhoods. And R1D allows higher density development with smaller lot sizes, catering to compact, single-family homes. R1D was, in 2021, was changed to take out mobile homes, right, that were previously allowed under R1D. That's been taken out. So what I'm looking at here is probably is going from moderate density suburban development with R1B to higher density development with R1D, with more houses per acre. It looks like the way that this plan is going. Is that correct?
Got a lot to unravel there.
Yeah.
So a couple of aspects of it. The zoning is the layer that that gives you the maximum scenario. R1D was created in 21 as part of the comprehensive plan process. And while the previous R1D was mobile homes, they're still in existence. They're in R1M. We just created a little room to get the different lot sizes. So in this case, D would allow as small as 50-foot wide lots. C would be 60-foot wide lots. And B is 75-foot wide lots. Again, part of the comprehensive plan recommendation to vary lot sizes. So that's how that came about. That's one. The other aspect of it is in the comprehensive plan, the future land use plan and that portion of the plan itself, it discusses the various levels of types of zoning and how dense they are. And I apologize, that's right dead center of your eyes and my eyes, but so with that, the comprehensive plan has low density at 1 unit per 3 acres. The moderate density is up to 4 or up to 3. And, excuse me, you got the ag density, I'm going on, the names are wrong. The moderate density is between 1 and 5 per acre. And then the next level up is between 5 and 18, which is where you get your apartments like across the street, et cetera. Or it's between 6 and 18. So in this scenario, our comprehensive plan defines those as anywhere between 1 and 5 lots in this type of a district. So how that's going to fit on this, they don't even have it designed yet, so I can't give you an answer to that aspect of it. But the maximum they would be able to have on this is 5 per acre. And that assumes that they could use all 32 acres.
Thank you, Jack.
Sure.
Which part of that has floodway and a giant pond in it, right? There's a lot of unbuildable space.
Yeah. I don't know the total number of acres, but I would say 7 or 8 are in the floodplain. Some of them is actually in the floodway, so nothing can happen in that at all. So the likelihood of the cost of raising the floodplain that you can develop in out of the floodplain to make it where you don't have to buy the insurance is cost prohibitive enough that doesn't usually happen. So you're probably looking at 24, 26 developable acres times that 4 or 5. So that can give you a better understanding of what density might be.
Any other questions for Jack? Comments? Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Russell,
No.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Stone.
Aye.
Alderman Kibelski,
Aye.
Alderman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Hartman,
Abstain.
4 ayes, 1 no, 1 abstain.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance changing the zoning classifications or districts of certain lands located in the city of Smithville, Missouri.
Next item is number 9. Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve resolution 1486, site plan 1501 South 169 Highway.
I have a second.
Mayor, I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 1486, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item is number 10. Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve resolution 1487, site plan 14991 North Industrial Drive.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Oh, Mayor, I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 1487, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item is number 11. Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve resolution 1488, purchase authorization.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Any discussion?
Thank you, Jack and Anthony for getting these, or Chuck and Anthony for getting these bids. Looking forward to putting that equipment to work. It's just another way to effectively use our
I hope
assets.
it sits
I
and
hope
gathers
it does.
dust.
I hope it
I don't want
does.
any. After last year, it needs to just, no.
No, we don't,
It can take a
but
break.
it's ready. It's ready.
We don't need 13 to 18 inches in a day again.
No, we do not.
No, we don't. Anyway, any other discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 1488, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item, number 12, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve resolution 1489, award bid cleaning influent pump station.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 1489, say aye.
Aye.
Say no. Motion carries. Next item is number 13, Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve resolution 1490, agreement with BC Consultants.
BG.
BG Consultants.
Call the wife and get you some. Hi, doctor.
Mayor, I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 1490, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. We'll make it a little bigger font next time. No other public comment? Any new business? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn to executive session.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn to executive session pursuant to section 610.021, 1 and 2 of the Missouri Revised State Statute.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, I'll second.
Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Hartman,
Aye.
Alderman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Russell,
Aye.
Alderman Stone, Alderman Kibelski,
Aye.
Alderman Atkins.
Aye.
6-0.
Stand adjourned executive session. Thank you.